Welcome back, guys and girls, to the Barry Charles Footy Show as we look at the top 4 teams trying to make the number 1 footy team in NRL history. Yes, we had the previous video of the Canberra Raiders versus the Melbourne Storm. If you haven't checked out that video, check that video out after watching this one. Who will take on the winner of this, the Brisbane Broncos or the St. George Illawarra Dragons? Who will it be? Well, let's delve into these teams as the fullbacks are Darren Lockyer taking on Graham Langlands. What a ripper of a start here to start off. Who's the better player? These are pretty similar players, both as talented as each other, but I've given it to Darren Lockyer. Now, this is probably one of the most controversial picks of the lot here, out of the lot, but Lote Tuqiri versus Nathan Blacklock, and I know Lote Tuqiri has been a double international, but Nathan Blacklock, what he was able to do in rugby league was outstanding, absolutely outstanding, and unfortunately probably just a few players away from being a star-studded team, which would have made him even more greater player. But to me, Nathan Blacklock gets the points. He was an outstanding player. The other wing spot, Wendell Sailor versus Mark Coyne. I've given this to Wendell Sailor. The centre pairing is Steve Renouf and Justin Hodges. Nothing wrong with that centre pairing. But I think there are class two were the Gasnier, Reg Gasnier and Mark Gasnier. There was a tight one between Gasnier and Hodges. You could pick the either one there, but I've gone for Gasnier, Mark Gasnier. But when you look at 6 and 7, this was a no-brainer. Wally Lewis beats Anthony Mundine, even though Anthony Mundine is an underrated player. And Alan Langer, Billy Smith, pretty simple. Alan Langer wins that one. The forward pack, this is when the nitty-gritty stuff gets into this here. You got Shane Webke, his toughness against Norman Perriman's many premierships. And the premierships come through with North Merivale. Kira Walters and King Carney. This is another tough one, but I've gone for King Carney on what I've seen in his career. This is going way back for some people. But King Carney gets them up both there. Petro 7-7 versus Craig Young. Both uncompromising players, but Petro 7-7's record says the South. Gordon Tallis versus Lance Thompson. Oh, what a great game of football to see those two playing. Both similar type players, but Gordon Tallis obviously the better of the two there. The game between Brad Thorne and Brad Mackay, these matchups are outstanding individual matchups, absolutely. I've seen tough as teeth, both of them, but I'm going for Brad Mackay. And Corey Parker, this is probably really the only one that's as clear cut as anything. Well, not the only one, but Johnny Raper is just too good for Corey Parker. I'm sorry, Corey Parker. So that's the top 13, which at the moment sees the St. George Illawarra Dragons have 7 against the Brisbane Broncos 6. And if we look at the bench here, we've got Kevin Walters versus Jamie Soward. Well, it's pretty obvious. 1 premiership compared to 4. Kevin Walters wins the day. Tony Carroll versus Sean Timmins. Pretty obvious that Tony Carroll beats Sean Timmins there, which now gives the Brisbane Broncos the lead. 8 points to 7. Now, the last couple of very, very tough selections, no doubt about it. It was hard to really say who to pick out of these ones here. So you got Sam Thaiday versus Ben Craig. Absolute just about robots, similar sort of players, but Ben Craig winning that premiership, his toughness, to me he gets the point there. So it's 8 points all, going into the final players to save your team, and it's Sean Berrigan versus Ben Hornby. Very much similar type players, both do similar things, play a lot of positions, and they're both very good players. I was raveling around who was the better one of these two. And really it's hard. It really is. To be honest, both of them deserve to be picked. But the team that is going through and making it to the final round of footy, and it might shock you, but the St. George Illawarra Dragons have snuck through and taken the final spot thanks to the great Ben Hornby sneaking in front of Sean Berrigan. Now, I know there's going to be a whole lot of comments that the Broncos should have got there. Wendell, Lote Tuqiri in front of Nathan Blacklock is probably going to be one of the big ones. It's going to be one of the big debates, clearly. Kira Walters and Ken Carney, because a lot of people don't know Ken Carney as well, but if you look at his record, he was a very good player. So it's going to be a lot of debate that the Broncos should have been in there, but hey, it's going to be controversy no matter who's picking what. But the St. George Illawarra Dragons have snuck through and made the team. Now, who can deliver them? Okay, so who are the players that are lining up to make the best team ever? As we really start to narrow it down. Darren Lockyer, obviously he's still trying to keep himself in the frame. Can Wendell Sailor make it? Wally Lewis, Peter Simonasiva, Shane Webke, Norm Proven. They're all trying to make the team. John Raper, Reg Gasnier, Nathan Blacklock, Mark Gasnier. And they're all trying to make a star-studded team. It's pretty much the players that will be looking to try and make their top 17 as we start to really narrow it down. Going to be an interesting old fight on there. But yes, what great players they were. And let's have a look at the Brisbane Broncos squad as we try to dissect as we get towards the big one. So where will we rate the players? I was going to give them a bit of a rating system here. Darren Lockyer, I'd give him a 9. Oti Takiri, I'd give him an 8. Steve Renoff an 8. Justin Hodges an 8. Wendell Sailor an 8. Wally Lewis a 9. Alan Langer an 8. Shane Webke a 9. Kieran Walters a 7. Peterson a 7 or 8. Gordon Tellis 8. Brad Thorne 7. Corey Parker a 7. Kieran Walters 8 for what he did on his. Tony Carroll 7. Sam Thaiday 6. And Sean Berrigan 6. If we look at the other side of the thing here, the St. George Illawarra Dragons, Graham Langland's an 8. Nathan Blacklock a 9. Reg Gasnier a 9. Mark Gasnier an 8. Mark Coyne a 7. Anthony Mundine an 8. Billy Smith a 7. Norm Proven an 8. Ken Carney a 9. Craig Young a 7. Lance Thompson a 7. Brad Mackay a 7. Johnny Raper a 9. Jamie Soward a 7. Sean Timmins a 7. Ben Cray a 7. And Ben Hornby a 7. So very much a good old fashioned contest there. Who do I see the future? Who can deliver Broncos fans? Unfortunately, they just missed the top. Graham Langlands all the way. Well, this is Barry Charles signing off.